Hey, everybody. Welcome to another segment of DTF's Movie Review Monday. My name is Frankie, and I'll be going it alone today. I'm going to be talking about the newly released movie, You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. It's a very good family film starring Idina Menzel, Jackie Sandler, Sonny Sandler, Sadie Sandler, Samantha Lorraine, and Sarah Sherman. Very, very good movie. Just watched it, and man, I had a blast. Let's get into talking about the director. The director is a woman named Sammy Cohen, and she doesn't have a lot of credits to her name either. She's only directed, it looks like, 2 films. Most of the stuff she's done were episodes and TV series and a lot of video shorts. It looks like she directed the largest credit she has on her name is directing several episodes of College Humor Originals. And that speaks to me personally because I absolutely love College Humor. When I'm thinking the years 2009, 2010, I just started using social media. I was just started surfing the internet and everything, and College Humor stood out to me. And College Humor is really, really hilarious. So many good skits. They got this thing called Hardly Working that was hilarious. And then I would say the people who stood out most, or I guess the stars of College Humor at the time, were 2 guys. One was named Jake and the other one was named Amir. And they just did some really, really funny stuff. So if that's absolutely under the belt of Sammy Cohen, I would have absolute confidence in trusting her with the type of comedy that was shown in this film. You know, there's a lot of smart humor. There's a lot of insightful humor. And it was just a family film. So if she has that under her name, I would absolutely have trusted her with directing this film as well. Some of the main stars in this film is actually Adam Sandler's real life family. But playing his wife in this film is Idina Menzel, best known for the voice of Elsa from Disney's Frozen, right? But I first saw Idina Menzel in a fabulous musical called Rent. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that musical. What a good story. And that's actually where Idina Menzel met her now ex-husband, Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs, classic actor, classic guy. Man, we love him. But yeah, Idina Menzel, she plays his wife. She plays Adam Sandler's wife in this film. But his actual wife, also starring in this film, Jackie Sandler, right? The real life wife of Adam Sandler. Since 2003, she has been in almost all of his films since 1999, right? So they've had a working relationship before being married and everything. But most recently, she played in The Outlaws with Pierce Brosnan and Ellen Barkin. Fantastic film as well. So funny. It also had Adam Devine in that one. And then The Wrong Missy, another Adam Sandler production starring David Spade. It was so hilarious. Jackie Sandler did her thing in that film as well. In that movie, she played a villain of some sort, and it was just so hilarious. Like her comedic timing and her acting in general is just really good. But you should be able to expect that when you're married to someone with the resume and the career of Adam Sandler. Also starring in this film, for the very first time starring in this film, are his real life children, Sonny and Sadie Sandler, right? So Sonny and Sadie are his real life children. Both of them have been in all his movies since Grown Ups. But this is the first time that they are starring in one of his movies. And I think, man, they held their own. They really held their own in this movie. Sonny Sandler is the main character in this movie, and she plays a woman, or she plays a young girl whose bat mitzvah is coming, right? Her bat mitzvah is coming, and that's a really important thing in the Jewish culture. So she's taking it really seriously. She's doing all this planning to make sure it goes right. And She's planning it with her best friend in this film. Her older sister in this movie, played by Sadie Sandler, is there to offer words of advice while she's, planning this bat mitzvah with her best friend, also dealing with the regular things that go on in high school. She's just playing the role of that older person who's been there, done that. So you see, she's not in the movie as much as Sunny Sandler, but you do see her. She has screen time. She's got like lines and everything, and yeah, she's just there for additional support to the character of Sunny Sandler. Samantha Lorraine actually plays the best friend of Sunny Sandler's character. She's actually very new to acting as well. Not a lot of credits under her name, maybe 7 or 8 credits. The longest piece of work she has is a children's show called Kids Stew. It's described as a show for kids by kids. And they do different things on there. There's some education. There's some creative and artistic things going on that show. And she plays the best friend of Sunny Sandler's character in this film. Last but not least, Sarah Sherman. I was absolutely delighted when I saw she was in this film because Sarah Sherman is one of the newest members of the SNL cast, Saturday Night Live. She's one of the newest members on that cast, and she is absolutely hilarious, like right out the gate. They gave her her own segment on the show, and it absolutely killed. So when I saw her in this movie, I didn't think that she was going to be a star, and I didn't think she was going to play a starring role in this film, especially if Adam Sandler produced it and his family is playing starring roles. I don't think she would have been an additional starring role. But did I think she was going to deliver to the storyline, deliver to the comedy in this film? I did think that, and I was not disappointed. I think she did a great job with the role that she was handed in this film. So that's the cast. Let's talk about the movie. I'm going to read the synopsis for you guys. Stacy and Lydia are BFFs who've always dreamt about having epic bat mitzvahs. However, things start to go comically awry when a popular boy and middle school drama threatens their friendship and their rite of passage. And that's the synopsis. And man, that's exactly what goes on in the movie. Stacy is played by Sunny Sandler. Lydia is played by Samantha Lorraine, right? And these two young ladies are best friends, BFFs, and this is taking place in middle school. Now, I remember middle school. I'm sure everybody remembered their middle school experience. Me personally, I went to a middle school different from my home school, right? I went to a middle school that was outside of my home school range or area or whatever. So I went to school and I was meeting brand new people. I was being introduced to an entirely new crowd of people. And when you are that young and you don't understand all the best ways to meet people, communicate, to introduce yourself, I found myself under a lot of pressure to fit in and be cool. And that's the type of stuff that goes on in middle school. And that's what's going on with Sarah and Lydia at the start of this film. Sarah has a crush on this guy named Andy, and Andy is one of the cool kids, and Lydia, her best friend, eventually gets an in with the cool kids. Lydia's mother is going through a divorce and she's trying to spend all of her soon-to-be ex-husband's money. So what's going on? What happened is that her mom purchased a, brand name skirt for her. And one of the cool kids noticed that and asked her, "Oh my gosh, is that Tory Burch?" That's what she said. Is that Tory Burch? And she says, "Yeah, it is Tory Burch. My mom is spending all my dad's money before the divorce is official." And then the cool kids walk away, don't even acknowledge her response. So that small interaction gets Lydia in with the cool kids. Sarah sees this as an opportunity to get closer to the boy named Andy, who is one of these cool kids. They get invited to a small house gathering, not a party. They get invited to a small gathering through Lydia, and Lydia asks if she can bring Stacy as well. And the cool kids say, yeah. So now Stacy and Lydia are in the house with the cool kids, and they're going to this place called The Ledge. The Ledge is this end of the road area where all these preteens and teens hang out, no parental supervision and whatnot. And it's called The Ledge because it's the edge of, some land area. And at the bottom of like 80 feet is a sea of water. It's a body of water. And they dare Stacy to jump off, and she jumps off trying to be cool for this boy named Andy called, who was in this group of cool kids. So now she has Andy's attention. While she's there, something embarrassing happens when she gets to the water. Something embarrassing happens when she gets to the water, and everyone is laughing at her, including her best friend. Stacy right there declares that she is over Andy, and then she declares that she is no longer friends with Lydia. And that's when the drama really starts, because now that Lydia and Stacy, who were best friends, are no longer best friends, and she's over that boy, Andy, Lydia sees an opportunity to engage or pursue or get with Andy. And man, Stacy's character just goes off. No holding back. She goes off, no holding back. The things that Stacy does towards Lydia in this movie are just villainous. Really, oh my goodness. I can't imagine doing that to my best friend today, and I'm grown. The things that these actors are being portrayed as preteens and teenagers, and the things that she is doing to who she used to call her best friend are just outright devious and like a very high level of villainy. But so again, this movie is about the Jewish culture event called the Bar Mitzvah and the Bat Mitzvah. So during this movie, 4 or 5 of them take place. And the last 2 that we see are the ones for Stacy and Lydia. Lydia's Bat Mitzvah came before Stacy. Lydia's Bat Mitzvah came, and man, Stacy was on the verge of rekindling their friendship. Stacy was on the verge of rekindling their friendship, so she goes to Lydia's Bat Mitzvah, and something happens at the Bat Mitzvah, and man, it is just absolutely devastating to Lydia. It is absolutely devastating to Lydia. And because of that, Lydia no longer wants to talk to Stacy because Stacy wasn't aware, but she is the reason why that event, that embarrassing thing at her Bat Mitzvah happened. In the Jewish culture, it is said that this is the biggest event of their lives, right? They are going into manhood or they're going into womanhood. And this sets the tone for what their soon to be adult life looks like. So for this embarrassing thing to happen at Lydia's Bat Mitzvah, I can't even imagine how damaging that could have been to her emotionally, So towards the end of the film, it's now Stacy's Bat Mitzvah, and I'm just going to say this. It's an Adam Sandler film. They always have happy endings, right? So they always have happy endings. Yeah, I don't want to get into the absolute specifics of the movies, but it's an Adam Sandler film, and they always have happy endings. I'll say this, though, about the film. My absolute favorite thing about this movie was that I don't even think it was marketed as an Adam Sandler film, but we know it's an Adam Sandler production. We know that he's in the movie, but Adam Sandler was absolutely able to take a step back in this film. He didn't have many lines at all. He in the beginning of the movie, there's a scene where he sets the tone. His character sets the tone as someone who is very good with his daughters, right? And then there's another scene in the movie where it's it's shown that his opinion is heavy in his daughter's mind. And then there's another scene where he is seen as the authority in his household. So just it's like I just said, Adam Sandler's character shows up in scenes, but he is not all over this movie. He really steps back and let his children be the stars of this film. You know, and then, you know, you have the three big names that were in that movie: Idina Menzel, Adam Sandler, and then there was even a few scenes with Luis Guzman, right? Very, very great actor. I know him from The Count of Monte Cristo. He was also in this movie called From Paris with Love with John Travolta. If you guys look up Luis Guzman, you all know exactly who he is, right? And to have those three big names in this film, but let the children be the stars of the movie, man, it goes to show how great the writing is that Adam Sandler takes on, right? The writers that write his films, and Adam Sandler reads the script. If he has notes, then he has notes. But it goes to show how important the writing is, that these children who are inexperienced at carrying a film, inexperienced at leading in a film, can still deliver such a great theatrical experience. You know, it's all in the writing. And that was honestly my favorite thing about the movie. The fact that we know it's an Adam Sandler film, but he was hardly in it. That's also another sign of like great leadership. You know, when you're able to step back and still produce a great result, when you're still able to come out with a fantastic product when you're not taking the lead. You know, that's what that says to me. So it just goes to show why Adam Sandler has a great crew of people who stick with him. You know, you often see some of the same people in all of his movies. You know, that was my least favorite thing about this movie, actually. Rob Schneider was not in the movie. Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider are like known. They are absolutely known for starring in each other's films. And to that, I just say, I hope that everything is good between them. Maybe Rob Schneider had a busy schedule that he couldn't, you know, adjust or something. But for whatever reason, you know, an Adam Sandler movie came out and Rob Schneider wasn't in it. Honestly, devastated me by the end of the film, you know. But yeah, it was a really great movie. His children did a phenomenal job at carrying the film, starring in these roles. His children were really, really great. That's also something you would expect for them being the children of, living with, and at least being in his other roles, being in his other movies, I mean, right? So it's because like I said earlier, they were in all of his movies since Grown Ups, but none of them had leading roles or starring roles. So you could easily say that they were taking a master class at comedic films, a master class at leading in a comedic film, you know, a master class at anything that happens in Adam Sandler's movies. They were right there, front row for the entire thing. So did I expect them to knock it out the park? I did not expect it, but I am absolutely satisfied and delighted that they did. I think they did an absolutely wonderful job. And I just want to say, go watch it, right? Go watch that movie. It's a good family film. There are some things that are important to the Jewish culture, if that means anything to you. You know, it doesn't to me. Not to say that the Jewish culture isn't important, but it's, you know, I'm not in that space. I'm not in that area. So I don't know what truly is important in that film. But it is very funny, and it is good for the entire family. Oh, man. That's all I got to say about that movie. It was a really good experience for me. I enjoyed it. I would encourage everybody to go watch it. Good family film. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Please go follow us on all of our social media. You can find it on our IG. In our bio, we'll have that Linktree link where you can see all the places where you can follow us, all the places where we're available to be listened to as well. All right, guys. My name is Frankie, and That's it today. We'll talk to you again soon.